Well, that was fun. Niners just wrapped up the game against the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. So, pretty happy about that. I was curious what the game was going to look like because the Colts defense fared really well against the Seattle Seahawks last week, who are currently in first place in the NFC. And, yeah, they held Seattle to only field goals. So, yeah, just was curious how the Niners offense was going to do against them. The Niners offense looked fantastic last week, the best probably all season long with Brock. And this is Philip Rivers' second game back. So I'll say the Colts ended up with the kick receiving. They had the first drive. Philip looked good. Rivers looked really good. He just has that veteran quarterback, isn't moxie, just that experience. He's doing audibles or making you think he's doing that, just directing traffic, and he drove his boys down there, punching a touchdown. So that looked really good. And then the Niners answered. They answered. I think it was a Demarcus Robinson touchdown. Beautiful pass by Brock. Great route by Robinson. And then we kick off, and special teams for the Niners punches the ball out from Amir Abdullah, and we get another touchdown real quick. So yeah, real happy with what they did against the Colts. Offense was spectacular. This offense looks like if we play this well, we're formidable. Offensive line, really good. I don't think there was a ton of pressure on Brock all day long, and the line's getting compliments. Trent Williams, Spencer Buford, Jake Brendel, Dominic Pooney, then Colton McKivitz is the line. They've been pretty healthy except left guard. Well, center got hurt for a little bit too, but they've been pretty healthy. I'm knocking on this wooden desk right now. We need to keep that going. George Kittle, fantastic. We'll get to his numbers in a second. Kittle and Brock. Kittle was just finding the spots, making big plays. Brock making big throws. Brock Purdy, fantasy football. If you had him in your lineup, there's a good chance you won your matchup. I think he threw 5 touchdowns. Like I said, we'll get into the stats here in a second. McCaffrey looked great. This is probably his best rushing game of the year. So did really well there. Juwan Jennings played well. I'll say in the second half, he really wasn't too much in the stat line in the beginning. But yeah, real happy with how this looked. Niners defense, in the beginning, it just seems like Philip was just carving up the Niners defense. Philip just, his Hall of Fame career, showing you what he did. I think he's 45, 44, 45, hasn't played in 5 years, so second game back. I was impressed by the guy. I was expecting they were going to lean on Jonathan Taylor because the Niners' rush defense hasn't been good. They didn't really do that. It was passing, and that's how the Colts got down the field. Towards the second half, you start seeing more Jonathan Taylor, and I believe he did punch one in for a touchdown later in the game. But I'm really happy with the product today. Niners go face the Bears, who are leading their division, and they go play the Seahawks. So if the Niners win out, I believe we'll be in first place in the NFC. So definitely rooting for that. The Bears is a big challenge next week, so I'm looking forward to seeing that game. But let's get into some stats. So we'll start with the 49ers first. Brock Purdy, 25 of 34, 295 yards, 5 touchdowns. Awesome. 1 interception. It was in the fourth quarter. Just sailed on him. And then Philip Rivers and the Colts come out, and then Philip Rivers throws a pick 6 to D. Winters. Yeah, dud. Good job. Brock was sacked 1 time for a 0-yard loss. Rushing, here you go, McCaffrey, 21 carries, 117 yards, 5.6. The Niners have been living with Christian McCaffrey in like the 3.5 range. So to have 2 yards better than that, really impressive. Brian Robinson Jr. had 5 carries for 20 yards, so he was sitting at 4. Receiving wise, here it is on the stat sheet. George Kittle, 7 receptions, 115 yards, a touchdown, 8 targets. He caught 7 of them. And then you Juwan Jennings, 5 for 71. He also got a touchdown. So he had 5 catches on 6 targets. The efficiency was pretty spot on. And then McCaffrey, no surprise there, 6 receptions on 8 targets, 29 yards and 2 touchdowns. I do think Jake Tonjes had a touchdown. I don't know why Kyle Shanahan didn't throw the challenge flag, but I think Tonjes would have had that touchdown. Instead, McCaffrey gets his second one of the year. So yeah, that looked really good. Just from a defensive standpoint, Jair Brown led the team with 9 tackles. He had 1 tackle for loss. Aiden Bethune was back. Middle linebacker. He did get hurt in this game, so I'll be curious to see if he's going to be out for a while. He also had 9 tackles. Brown had 5 solo. Bethune had 4 solo. And then Tatum had 1 pass deflected. Then you have Malik Mustafa, 8 tackles. Luter had 6 tackles. He'd 1 pass deflected. They were picking on Luter. Alec Pierce looked really good. He had 2 touchdowns. Get into that in a second, but it seemed like they definitely were going at Luter instead of Lenore. Luter was starting because Green was hurt. Bernardo Green was hurt and didn't play today. And then the other defensive guys I want to highlight is the 49ers rookie defensive tackles. CJ West gets his first sack of the season. He's a mighty dude. He's a big boy. It's cool seeing him get in there, disrupting, getting the sack. And then Alfred Collins, the other guy who I love Collins. I mean, he's flashed on film. They talk about Robert Saleh loving Alfred Collins. He gets in there, pressure. I can't remember if it was late in the third or if it was the fourth quarter. He knocks the ball out of Phillip Rivers' hands. The Colts end up recovering it, but I think, it was 3rd and 25 by the time they're trying to get out of that hole. So really excited to see what CJ West and Alfred Collins turn into as they grow and get better. And then we also have Michael Williams, who, got hurt earlier in the year, so he wasn't out there. But not a ton of pressure on Phillip until more of the second half. So like I said, Collins, they gave him a sack, and then CJ West, our 2 rookies, get those sacks. Let's just go over the Colts, take a look at their offense. Phillip Rivers, 23 of 35, 277 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, the 2 sacks like I talked about. He gets taken out with like 2 minutes left. The rookie Riley Leonard comes in. He throws 1 pass, incomplete. Jonathan Taylor, this is where the Niners defense held strong. 16 carries, 46 yards, 2.9 average, 1 touchdown. Taylor was unstoppable in the beginning of the year. Just fantasy teams were rolling on Jonathan Taylor's back. I have one team that has Taylor, and so once he stopped producing, my team kind of fell apart. Receiving-wise, Alec Pierce, 4 receptions, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. He looked really good. Josh Downs was the other one, 5 receptions, 65 yards. And then Jonathan Taylor, 3 receptions. Michael Pittman Jr., 4 for 32 yards. Pittman wasn't doing much of anything. I don't know if Noah was matched up on him. I wasn't paying as much attention to that just because the ball wasn't going over there. And then Tyler Warren had 3 receptions for 30 yards, but 2 of those came late in the game. So yeah, Niners did really, really well. Happy with this one. I'd like the defense to be a little more stout, something to work on, but just team stats. Niners had 9 more first downs than the Colts. Total plays, 66 for 49ers, 58 for the Colts. Total yards, 440 for San Fran, 312 for Indianapolis. Let's just get down to passing yards. Be pretty equal. Niners had 40 more. Rushing yards, we had about 90 more than they did. And then time of possession, close. I mean, it's nothing to brag about. However, 49ers had 33 minutes and 5 seconds of time of possession. The Colts had 26 minutes, 55 seconds of time of possession. Just on the team stats, the Niners were better in pretty much all of them that I'm looking at here. But yeah, like I said, real happy with this one. Offensively, Brock, amazing, doing his thing, looks great. Ricky Pearsall didn't play today, so we'll look more dynamic when he gets out on the field. Teams looks really good. Just wanting the defense get a little better, but I'm happy with what we're seeing from these rookies, Collins and West on the line, and then Upton Stout as a nickelback. He was in quite a few plays today, which, yeah, I like the fire and I like the energy that he brings. So, all right, let's go play Chicago and get that victory. Be well, y'all. Merry Christmas. We'll see you after next week's game. Take care.